Welcome to DZTC 828 AM, Aral, TarlakHenyo. Hello everyone, I am teacher Louie G and I am honored to be your teacher broadcaster today. Our episode for today is for grade 9 English. So I am asking our dear grade 9 students to search for a spot where you can answer your modules, your learning sheets, safely and comfortably while listening to our discussion. Get ready, grade 9 students. Get your pen, lecture notebook, and activity sheets, and let's start our session. Our discussion for today is for grade 9 English, which will focus on MELC 1, Differentiate Biases from Prejudices. After you have tuned in and listened thoroughly in the radio-based instruction, you are expected to understand the definition of prejudices, differentiate the types of prejudices, and determine what type of prejudices are exhibited in certain texts or images. Since this is the first topic in English 9 for third quarter, it is only a must for us to review our past discussion. Last week, you have learned about analyzing literature as the means of understanding the unchanging values in the volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. For our review today, let's play a game. This is called True or False. I will be reading you different statements which are all about our previous lesson on sonnet. Your task is to identify whether the statements are true or false. Please get your lecture notebook and your pen for you to write your answers, or you may also type your answers in our comment section below. I think everyone is ready, so let's begin with the first statement. A sonnet is a poem which has 14 lines. Again, a sonnet is a poem which has 14 rhyming lines. Is it true or false? What is your answer? That's correct. That statement is true. A sonnet is a poem that has 14 lines which have rhyme. Let me read the second statement. William Shakespeare is the father of sonnet. Again, William Shakespeare is the father of sonnet. Is it true or false? What do you think is the correct answer? That's commendable. Our second statement is false. It is not William Shakespeare, but it is the Italian poet Petrarch, who is considered to be the father of sonnet because it was him who has written the very first sonnet during the early Italian Renaissance. For our third and last statement, in a story, vantage point is the conflict or dilemma. Again, in a story, vantage point is the conflict or dilemma. Is it true or false? What is your answer? Wow, very good. The answer for the third statement is false. Remember that in a story, vantage point does not talk about the conflict or the problem, but instead, it talks about the point of view. Now, did you get the three statements correctly? Wow, that's amazing. Great job, everyone. Even though our game is that short and simple, I am still hopeful that you have refreshed your minds about our past discussion. So, buckle up, everyone, and let's start today's session. We will talk about MELC 1 today, which is about differentiating biases from prejudices. But our focus is on Lesson 1, Prejudices. My dear grade 9 students, please prepare your activity sheets and listen attentively to our discussion. On the first page of your activity sheets, you will see an image of a blindfolded man, and on both of his sides you will see two statements. Let us all read the statements together. First, Miss Ellis cannot serve on a jury because she is a woman. Second, Carlo hates K-pop groups because they are not Filipinos. Now, after reading the two statements, what do you think do they illustrate? That's right. Both statements illustrate bad judgment or negative opinions. And the blindfold represents our justice system, being blind or being unfair to what the truth really is. Those sentences gave you a little bit of taste of the definition of prejudice. But to give you a deeper understanding, let me explain to you more about prejudices and its common types. Let's proceed to the highlight of our discussion. Let me share to you a conversation of a woman and a man which was transcribed from the video clip courtesy of Carmon Studios posted on Facebook last August 11, 2020. If you are watching live, please read each line with me. But if you are listening on the radio, please feel the emotions and let's observe the conversation attentively and carefully. Fire all cops! Fire all cops! Hey, hey, hey! Sign this petition so we can finally get rid of the police. The woman aggressively shouted. The man replied, Get rid of the police? So who are you gonna call when you need help? The woman insisted. They are not going to help you. They are all bad. The man calmly said, Listen, I understand, okay? And trust me, I've had my own bad experiences with the police. But you cannot judge all cops because of some bad ones. The woman carelessly responded, Whatever. Fire all cops. Fire all cops. Fire all cops. You are exactly what is wrong with this country. All you cops are bad. She shouted as she points out one policeman. The policeman answered back, No, actually, ma'am, that is not true. You see, Before the policeman even finished his statement, the woman said, I don't want to hear it. You just get out of here. Okay, you have a nice day, ma'am. The policeman replied sadly, All you cops need to be fired. Fire all cops. Fire all cops. The woman continued to shout against the police while she does not notice that there is a man who is persistently looking at her purse. Then, all of a sudden, the man snatched the woman's purse. Give me your purse! The snatcher grabbed the purse forcefully. Get off me! Hey, help! Hey, please, somebody help me! The woman cried, but the snatcher is already gone with the purse. The policeman heard the scream, then hurriedly went to the woman to help. Ma'am, what happened? That guy stole my purse, the woman exclaimed. Without even thinking twice, the police said, I'm on it. Stop! You are under arrest. Ma'am, here is your purse. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm really so sorry for what I've said earlier. The woman is very apologetic. The policeman said, No, ma'am, don't worry about it. Believe me, I understand. But all I ask you is that before you judge me, you get to know me. You see, I am not just a cop. I am also a family man. Each morning, I say goodbye to my wife and my little girl, not knowing if I'll ever see them again. My job is not easy. Every day, I put my life on the line, ready to take a bullet for a complete stranger. But in the end, it's all worth it, because I believe in God and in helping others. I know there are some bad cops out there, but please know, I am just upset about the injustices that exist. I try my best every day to fight against them. But no matter how much I do the right thing, people still hate me. They judge me without even knowing me. So, you see, before you judge me, you get to know me. The woman was so surprised. Wow, I had no idea you had to go through that every day. I'm really so sorry, and you're right. I shouldn't judge all cops based on a few bad ones. Thank you, the policeman said. You're welcome, ma'am. You have a good day. That's the end of the conversation. My dear grade 9 students, how would you describe the statements of the woman? Is she fairly expressing her opinions about the cops? Or the better question is, does she have any proof about her accusations that all of the police are bad? We have the same observation, isn't it? The woman in the conversation completely hated all the cops without knowing the characters and the attitudes of these people. The bad judgment of the woman against the police is considered prejudice. So, what's a prejudice? Prejudice came from the Latin word pre, which means before, and judge, and that's according to Wikipedia 2020. It is prejudgment or forming an opinion before becoming aware of the relevant facts of a case. The word is often used to refer to preconceived, usually unfavorable judgments toward a person or people because of gender, beliefs, values, class status, age, disability, sexuality, race or ethnicity, language, nationality, occupation, education, or personal characteristics. That is according to Wikiquote 2021. Take a closer look at these examples. All Mexicans are illegal aliens and thieves. All black people are unemployed criminals. Now, both sentences are showing strong, insulting, and negative judgment and opinion toward the Mexican people and the black people. As a result, both sentences are obviously considered prejudice. There are 5 common types of prejudices. I will show you statements illustrating different prejudices, and let's discover what type of prejudice do the sentences illustrate. Let's take a look at the first example. All males possess the tendency to be womanizers. All males possess the tendency to be womanizers. This sentence clearly shows prejudice. But do you notice to whom does this sentence show prejudice? That's right, it shows a prejudice against males or boys or men. In short, gender. So the type of prejudice that is being illustrated in this statement is called gender prejudice. Gender prejudice refers to the attitude that all members of a particular gender, like all women, all girls, all men, and all boys, are a certain type of person. Let's take a look at the second statement. All Mexican people are illegal aliens and thieves. Again, all Mexican people are illegal aliens and thieves. This is an insulting judgment, and we know that this is again a prejudice. But to whom does this sentence show prejudice? That's right, it shows a prejudice against Mexican people. And the Mexican people are an ethnic group from Mexico, a country in the south portion of North America. And the type of prejudice that is being shown in this statement is called ethnic or racial prejudice. This happens when negative opinions, beliefs, or attitude are held about people for the simple reason that they belong to a specific ethnic group. Let's take a look at the third statement. Lesbians and homosexuals are all bad. My goodness, this is a very alarming opinion and judgment against lesbians and homosexuals. This prejudice is clearly against LGBTQ community. So, this statement is illustrating what we call sexual orientation prejudice. This is called homophobia. It is often based on the stereotype that all gay men or lesbians are immoral and thus inferior. These may include transgender or transsexual individuals. Let's take a look at the fourth example. Leo is 50 years old. He is not qualified for a managerial position in the company because he is too old. That's according to his boss. What do you notice? This sentence shows prejudice because of Leo's age and he is already old. So, can you guess what type of prejudice does this sentence illustrate? That's right, age prejudice. Age prejudice reflects a prejudice against younger or older adults. It is defined as any attitude, action, or institutional structure which subordinates a person or group of people based off age. Now let's take a look at the last statement. Poor people have to work as house helpers. This is a very insulting opinion against the poor, isn't it? That is actually what we refer to as class prejudice. Why does it call class prejudice? Because this is the attitude or opinion that those in a certain economic class are inferior to another class. It is discriminatory attitude or a distinction made between social and economic classes. So, those are the 5 common types of prejudices: gender prejudice, ethnic or racial prejudice, sexual orientation prejudice, age prejudice, and class prejudice. For you to better understand the concept of prejudice and its common types, let's enjoy doing this series of activities found on your activity sheets. So, get your activity sheets and pen and let's answer. Let's begin with activity 1. You will see a box and inside are the 5 common types of prejudices. After listening to our discussion earlier, please define each type of prejudice by writing the letter of the correct type of prejudice on the space provided before each number. Let's start with the first. It refers to the attitude that all members of a particular gender, like all women, all girls, all men, and all boys, are a certain type of person. Please choose inside the box. What do you think is the correct letter? What's the answer? The answer is D. Very good. How about the second one? It happens when negative opinions, beliefs, or attitudes are held about people for the simple reason that they belong to a specific ethnic group. What's the answer? The answer is? Very good. It's E. Wow, that's nice. How about the third one? It is often based on the stereotype that all gay men or lesbians are immoral and thus inferior. What's the correct answer? The correct answer is B. Very good. You're doing great. How about the fourth one? It reflects a prejudice against older adults. It is defined as any attitude, action, or institutional structure which subordinates a person or group because of age. What's the answer? The answer is very good. It's A. Now, how about the last one? It is the attitude or opinion that those in a certain economic class are inferior to another class. What's the correct answer? The answer is very good. It's C. You're doing perfectly fine. And please count the number of the correct answer. Grade 9 students, did you get all correct answers? Wow, that's very remarkable. You are really paying attention to our discussion. Activity 1 is just our warm-up activity though. Let us now see if you can apply the learnings about the 5 common types of prejudices. Let's proceed to activity number 2. Can you tell the prejudice? Read the statements and underline the type of prejudice that is exhibited in each statement. If the statement does not exhibit prejudice, underline none. Let's answer items 1 and 2. Number 1. That young child is very unlucky because her parents are beggars. My goodness. What do you think is the correct answer? Please underline. The correct answer is very good. It's class. You know, it's having a discrimination against the beggars, so it's class. How about the second one? Your father and my father are both gentlemen, so we are equal. What do you think is the correct answer? The correct answer is very good. It's none. Both gentlemen are equal, so there's no prejudice at all. Very well. I think items 3, 4, 5 are just piece of cake for you. So please answer them on your own, and let's check them on the next session. Analyzing the types of prejudice in certain texts is very important skill. And since I see that you are developing the skill little by little, I am amazed. Now, let's try to answer activity 3. All you have to do is to encircle the correct prejudice that is exhibited in the image. Let's try image number 1. Let me show you the image. Take a closer look at the image. Now, encircle the type of prejudice that is illustrated. What is the answer? Very good. It's none. There is no actually prejudice. I commend everyone for answering our activities that well. So to add more spice, please answer the post-listening activities 1 and 2. If you have any questions, take a look at my phone number. You can contact me or send me a text message, and I will address your concerns right away. Today's session was fun. Today's discussion only gives us the most important life lesson. We should never write or say any prejudices against other people because we are all created equal by God. So we must respect everyone regardless of everything.